Hey, this is Max here, and in this video I want to show you 7 kick-ass ActiveCampaign automation examples. So I just want to show you a bunch of different automations just to show you what's possible, but also how to actually create these automations. And before we're going to dive in, I just quickly want to let you know that in the description below you can also find a link to import all these automations so that you don't have to recreate them from scratch. You can just import them and change them to your own needs. All right, so let's dive in. So 7 kick-ass ActiveCampaign automation examples. So now let's talk a bit about automations first. So with automations, you can create automated workflows. You can use them to create email sequences. I think that's how most people are using them, but you can also create them for a whole bunch of different things. Like you can also, for example, set custom fields or add tags or create whole automations to trigger webhooks to do something with an external party or to deliver lead magnets. But really there's so many possibilities. Like in my own business, I have like 80 different automations, but I really love all this taggy stuff, so I went a little bit nuts with it. You absolutely do not need 80 different automations. But let's go into the examples. So I want to show you these. So first I'm going to show you how to deliver a lead magnet. Then I'll show you how to create an onboarding process. Then we're going to talk a bit about evergreen newsletters. Then I want to show you how you can use an automation to update a custom field with the last interaction. Then we're going to talk about how you can keep your email list clean. And then I want to show you how you can like tag interests based on which pages people are visiting. And then I'm going to show you how to create a 5-day challenge. So let's dive into ActiveCampaign. The first thing I want to show you is how to deliver a lead magnet. So these are the automations, and I'm going to show you how to deliver a lead magnet. So most people that are going to join your list are probably there for maybe some kind of download, some kind of lead magnet, content upgrade, however you call it. But you're probably giving them some kind of incentive to join your list. Now, as soon as they do that, you have to deliver on that promise and you have to send them that download. So this is how you do that. So whenever someone fills out a form on my website, they're going to get a tag with the thing that they requested. Now, in this case, that is event requested checklist. That's the tag that the contact gets, and then this automation will immediately start. Now, the first thing we do, obviously, we're going to send them an email with the checklist in this example. So they're going to get an email that says checklist for Max. And then inside that email just says something like, hey, Max, thanks for joining the list, blah, 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 blah. Here's the download you requested. Now, then what we want to do is we want to create some kind of process to make sure that people are really opening this email because they're like probably new on the list. So it's really important that we make sure they open those first emails. So we'll create something that makes sure that we resend the email if they did not open the first one. So we send the first email, then we wait until they opened that email for up to 2 days. Here's what that looks like. Wait until has opened campaign checklist for Max. And then we say up to 2 days. So as soon as they open the email, they will continue into the if else. If they do not open, they will wait for 2 days. And then after the 2 days, they will continue. And then in this if else, we check if they clicked anything in here or if they opened the email. If yes, then we start another automation. We follow the yes path. If not, we're going to send the resend email. So if they did not open the email, if they did not click a link inside this email, we're going to create the same email basically, but then I would give it a different subject so that it's more likely that they're going to open. And after that, we're going to check with a wait until basically if they opened the first email, if they opened the second email, if they clicked a link inside the first email, or if they clicked a link in the second email. And then, yeah, if they do that, they will automatically continue with the go to action to this part where they start the onboarding automation. Now, that's basically it. That's how we deliver a lead magnet. So we send the email, we wait until they opened. If they open, we send or like we start the onboarding process right away. If not, we send our resend and then we wait until they opened any of these emails. And after that, we also start our onboarding automation. So that's the next automation that I want to show you. Let's go over here, onboarding. So this is the onboarding automation. I believe that every kind of online business needs an onboarding automation. You should not just send a bunch of random emails as soon as someone joins your list. You need like a pre-aligned experience basically of emails that are building towards like something, to like build a relationship, or to build trust, or to get them to buy something. So our onboarding automation will start basically 10 minutes later. And then what I want to do is I want to check if this person already has been sent any email. If not, I want to send an email that says, hey, you're in. If yes, I want to skip that because I basically already welcomed the person inside the lead magnet delivery. There we already said something like, hey, thanks for joining the list. Here's your download. So if they already has been sent any email, then we skip this. But if not, then we know that they just subscribed for maybe our newsletter or something. And then I want to send an email that says, you're in, here's what to expect. Now, after we do that, I want to wait for 2 days. So either they just joined the list and they're getting the you're in email, or they just had the lead magnet delivered, they opened the email, they continued into this automation, and then we're going to wait for 2 days. Like we do not want to send too many emails right away. So we're going to wait 2 days, and then we're going to wait until 10 in the morning. Because I think 10 in the morning is like a great time to send emails. At least for me, I see that's when most people are opening my emails. Now, and after that, I sent an email that says what I want for you. So I just, in my onboarding process, yours is probably completely different, but I want to share how I want to help people to become like a better marketer, how to understand funnels better, how to learn more and get better at marketing automation. So that's basically what I'm saying in this email. Then we're waiting for 2 days. So then we know, okay, it's 2 days later, it is 10 a.m. because we already waited 10 a.m. And then I share like 3 of the biggest things I've learned in the last few years. So I'm basically inside the first few emails giving like lots and lots of value, but also some like personal stories so that people can like relate to me. Now then we're going to wait for another 2 days, and then I will send an email about something like why I'm so excited about, and then I would insert marketing automation or funnels, like why I'm so excited about marketing automation. And I want to share some of my excitement about that subject so that people are like, hey, this guy's not only doing this for the money, he's also like really genuinely excited about this subject. Now, then we're waiting for 2 days. And then in this example, I would end the onboarding automation. I told people a little bit about what I want for them, where I came from, 3 mistakes I've made, 3 things I've learned, why I'm so excited about something. And then I want to start my newsletter. So either maybe you just send a weekly email, or you're going to create an evergreen newsletter. I also created a whole different tutorial about that. There will also a link in the card to that. So then we want to start our evergreen newsletter. So that's the next automation I want to show you. So an evergreen newsletter is basically a newsletter, but then automated. So that means that all the emails inside the newsletter are already pre-written. Now, what I did here is I created like a mini onboarding process, because like different automation. So again, we check just, have they been sent any campaign? So if they have been sent the onboarding, they will not get these emails. So most people are not going to get these emails, but I felt like it's like the right thing to just include them there anyway, in case they get lost here somewhere. It's not really good practice, but better like pre-see your mistakes in the future. So I just included those here. And then this is basically our evergreen newsletter. So again, if you want to know how this works, I created a whole separate tutorial about this. Just watch that tutorial, but I will give you like a quick overview. So this automation will wait until it's Tuesday and then 10 in the morning, and then it's going to send an email. Then we wait for 2 days. And then to the people who did not open this email, we are going to send a resend. Now, and we do that every time, as you see. We send an email. If they do not open, we send a resend. Now, how do we do that? It's slightly different as the lead magnet delivery automations, because the evergreen newsletter tends to get really long. And if you check with an if else, if an email is opened, then the automation tends to get a bit bulky. So that's why I used goals here. So here inside this goal, I checked if they have opened what I want for you. So that's like an email that I have there. And then they will just skip right to the next part. Now you see that the titles here are a little bit like similar as in the onboarding automation, but it's just an example. You can obviously add different emails in there, but we send their email. If they open it, they jump to the goal. If not, they will wait for 2 days and then we send the email. So that is our evergreen newsletter. And I think it's really important to have so that you're not in this tread wheel or this hamster wheel, however you call it, of like having to create content every single week. You can just like create some really good emails and send those out. And then again, you just check if they did not open, we send a resend. All right. Now, then I want to show you how to create a last interaction automation. So let me find where that one is. Here, update last interaction. Because I found it really important to know when someone basically opened an email from me for the last time, or when they clicked the link inside an email for the last time. Because then I can automatically unsubscribe people who have not been opening anything or clicking links in any emails for like a very, very long time, because it's like a really good practice to keep your email list clean so that you also get your open rates high and so that you only send emails to people who actually want to receive something from you. So this is a really simple automation, but really, really powerful. So what you have to do is you have to create a last interaction custom field. You can do that under forms. Here, I can also show you. And there you will find something where you can create new fields. Here, manage fields. And then you would here say last interaction. And then you have to set it to date. And then you have to click add. And then you have that. You also see here that I already have it. So that custom field we update as soon as someone opens an email or when they click a link inside an email. Now, why did we do both of these? That is because some people, some email providers, they block ActiveCampaign their cookies, and then ActiveCampaign doesn't know if the email was opened, but link clicks are always measured because it's just like a special link they click on, and then ActiveCampaign knows like, hey, this person clicked this link. So that's why we have both these things. And then we update the last interaction custom field to the current time. Now the current time here is a bit confusing that they say it's time because they will add a date to that custom field. Now, what can you do with that? And that's the next automation I want to show you, is you can create like a list cleaning automation. So let me open this. So I also created a whole separate tutorial about how you can keep your email list clean. I'll also link up in the card to that, so feel free to watch that, but I will show you how this works. So basically, if people do not engage with our content for very long, we automatically want to unsubscribe them. So here you see that I said 6 months after last interaction, check daily at 10 a.m. and they're not currently in the main list cleaner yet, we want to start this automation. So this automation will set that date, and this automation will start 6 months after that date. So then we know they did not open any emails for 6 months. Okay, these people are not interested anymore. Let's unsubscribe them. Now, then we check like a bunch of other stuff. It's not super relevant for this video, but again, if you want to know how this works, just watch the list cleaning tutorial I created. But then people get an email that says, hey, are you falling out of love? Then we ask them to reply inside that email. And then here you see, wait until has replied to campaign falling out of love for up to 7 days. So if they reply to this email, they continue right away. If they do not, they will continue after 7 days. And then in the if else, so how we can split the automation, we check, did they reply or not? If they replied, we just exit the automation. We're not going to unsubscribe them. But if they did not reply, then we know, okay, it's time to say goodbye. We send a goodbye like email, also asking them like, hey, if you ever want to be back on the list, just shoot out an email and then you can manually add them again. And then we unsubscribe them from all our lists, and then we end the automation. So that's how you can keep your email list clean with these two automations. There's a bunch of different things, but again, just watch the list cleaning tutorial if you want to know more about that. Now then, something quick with site tracking. So site tracking is really cool. You can add basically like a little script or a pixel to your website from ActiveCampaign, and then ActiveCampaign knows exactly what contacts are doing on your website. Now, and if you know that, then you also know maybe what kind of articles they're reading so that you know what kind of interests they have. So let me look up where that automation is. Here, interest tagging, I called it. And this automation will start when someone visits a page. Here's how I've set it up. Here's my domain. And then I added a wildcard, very important, so that it basically triggers for every single page. You set it to multiple times. You do not have to do any segmentation. And then save start. So whenever someone visits like a page on your website, doesn't matter which page or how often, every single time this automation will start. And then with a bunch of if else, we check if they at least visited a certain topic page 2 times. So you can see that here. So for example, this tutorial is about ActiveCampaign. I will also put it on my website. In the URL, I will add ActiveCampaign. And then when they visited a page that contains the word ActiveCampaign 2 or more times basically, then they follow the yes path, and then I add a tag that says interest ActiveCampaign. If not, I check the next thing. So for example, I also have some tutorials about ManyChat, about how you can create like a Facebook Messenger bot. And then if the URL contains ManyChat and they visited that, like something with that at least 2 times or 2 to 5 times, sorry, then we add the ManyChat interest tag. Now, and then we have the last one, that is where I'm going to check if they're interested in automation, because I also have a lot of automation tutorials. So if they visited the page with automation for at least 2 times, then we add a tag that says interest marketing automation. And then you can also see here that I added a bunch of go-tos, because after we have the ActiveCampaign interest tag added, we also want to check if they're interested in the other things, right? And then we end the automation. And then every time they visit the page, we just check it again and again and again if they match any of these things. So you've maybe different subjects, then you just simply have to change the words, and you can also add as many as you want. Now, the next one, and also the last automation I want to show you, is about how you can create a 5-day challenge. So let's dive into that one. So a challenge is basically like a little mini course that people can follow to get like a certain outcome. So I also created a whole separate tutorial about how you can set this up. So also make sure to watch that tutorial if you're interested in that. But I just quickly want to show you how this automation works. So this is a mix of a date-based challenge and an evergreen challenge. So if in this case it is still before the 4th of April, then they're going to get a welcome message that says, hey, the challenge will start on the 4th of April. If it's, here you can also look it up here, if it's already the 4th of April or if it's after April, then they will get a message that says, welcome, we are starting tomorrow. So basically everyone before the 4th of April will start the same date on the 4th of April. So usually people do that and then later they put it on evergreen, and that's how you can automate that also. So if they join after or on the 4th of April, they will basically get an email that says, hey, we are starting tomorrow. And then we will wait until it's 12 a.m. and then we're going to wait until it is 10 a.m. in the morning. We also do that here. Here we check for, okay, is it April? Is it the 4th of April? And is it 10 a.m. in the morning? Then we send our day 1 email. Then we wait for 1 day. We send our day 2 email. We wait for 1 day. We send our day 3 email, now, etc., etc., etc. And then in the end of the challenge, we just end our automation. And yeah, these are basically all the examples that I wanted to show you. I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions about any of the automations, just let me know in the comments below. And again, I will also put a link out where you can import all these automations. And if this is helpful, give this video like a little thumbs up, and also subscribe if you want to see more ActiveCampaign tutorials.